All right, so we're talking all about the solar eclipse, and the question is this going to have any impact on the markets? Mike Eppel has the answer. Hi, Mike.
Good morning, Melanie. Historically speaking, there has been no correlation between any type of solar event and the financial markets. You never know, however. A lot of people could just be stepping outdoors today if they bought the special glasses to watch the eclipse or using their cell phones in the selfie mode or what have you. So maybe trading volumes will slow down. This is a total eclipse that'll go through the central U.S. where we have seen an impact is on hotel rates and Airbnb prices, much higher than they were just a week ago. Nashville, for example, 3 times the typical hotel rates for that particular city. And same thing, lots of demand, a lot of travelers, so you could actually see an economic benefit from all of this. Weather depending, of course. Certain parts of the U.S. will actually be shrouded in cloud cover, unfortunately, while the eclipse takes place this afternoon. What the markets are more interested in, potentially, well, we've got, of course, the goings-on at the White House. Last week, we saw stocks fall, very much correlated to a lot of the headlines coming out of the Trump administration. This week, the Toronto market will be focused on big Canadian banks and the earnings reports starting Wednesday from the Royal Bank third quarter results. And this is going to be an interesting earnings season for the big banks because we've seen the first interest rate increase by the Bank of Canada during the third quarter, and what this means for their profit margins, what the forecast is for the housing market, the mortgage books of the big banks, the forecast for more interest rate hikes maybe later this year by our central bank, and the big bank stocks have been underperformers on Bay Street this year. RBC's up only 1%, BMO's down 5% year to date. An unexpected beneficiary of the Canada U.S. softwood lumber dispute. You know, you got the NAFTA talks currently going on. The next phase of that is in Mexico, start of September. But this softwood lumber dispute is actually helping foreign competitors bringing lumber into the United States. Russia, for example, shipments from Russia into the United States of lumber for housing up 42% year to date, and that's all tied to the fact that fewer Canadian lumber shipments are heading stateside. Canadian dollar saw a big jump on Friday. It was up more than 0.5%, or a cent rather, 76.5 cents to the U.S. this morning. Again, on the prospects for rising interest rates later this year. Retail sales report due tomorrow from StatsCan. We will send it back to the studio.